Hi, my name is Sam Proctor with the USC Service Department, and today we are going to be looking at the Lawson Way box-to-box automation version 2.0.0. So what we have here is the main splash screen. This is the screen that you get once you get everything powered on and everything boots up. So from here we can go ahead and click anywhere on the screen, and it will automatically take us to our main overview screen. So just real quick, what we got here on the screen here, we have our product that is selected. Right now it says we have a scale connection failure because I am not actually hooked up to any scales with this program, so it's not seeing the scale head. Down below here we have the gate position. Right now it's at 0 because I'm not actually hooked up to it. Current box weight, so if we had a 4x4 scale and set a full box on top of it, it would let you know how much weight is currently up there. And then transferred weight is the amount of weight that has been dropped from that box and treated. So first thing we're going to look at is the product screen over here on the left hand side. And once you click on products, you have two options. You can either select a currently saved product, or we can edit a product. So we're going to look at product editing first, and we'll just look here at this soybeans. So here you can name the product whatever you would like, set its seeds per unit, set its seeds per pound. It displays its calibration ratio and the calibration speed. So if we need to edit our seeds per pound, say this was actually a 2530, all you do is you click on the gray box. It brings up your numeric pad, type in your number, hit enter, and then now we have 2530. You can set this product to default by clicking on the red default button on the right, but we're going to go ahead and save these changes by hitting the save button. Then it bumps you back out to the product editing list, and then by exiting out it will automatically select whatever product you were editing last. So we still have our soybeans selected up top. So if we go back into products and we look at product selection, it just brings up our list, and if we wanted to change it, we can just click on a different product, and then it will change our product up here at the top. The overview screen is what we're going to look at next. So on here has a lot of the same information, but also some extra information that you have to bump around to different screens to see, like the proximity sensor, the Lawson Way actuator displays our product here. Oops, sorry. Our current box weight, the transferred weight, then down below here it has the run average, so how fast it's running, pounds per minute and units per minute on average so far, and then what it's currently running to the right, so the current pounds per minute and units per minute. Down below that, it has the run timer, so how long it has ran so far. And then it also gives you the gate position, so what position from 0 to 100 that it is currently open. So on this screen, we can click anywhere. It takes us back out here to this main screen. The last button down here on the left, the reset totalizer, it would reset the transferred weight to 0. But since we don't have anything in there, it's not going to do anything if we click on it. Okay, so the next screen we're going to look at is the HOA screen, which is down at the bottom here. So if we click on HOA, it brings us to the HOA screen. The only thing that we have the option of controlling is the Lawson Way actuator. So if we wanted to turn that on hand and open it manually, we could by clicking it in hand and setting it to a specific gate percentage. Most of the time it's just going to remain in the auto position, so that way the automation knows once it sees seed, it can open that actuator to start sending seed down. And it has the current gate position that it's currently sitting at down below that. Okay, next thing we're going to look at is the utility screen. So in here, we have the auto start in seconds and auto end in seconds, so just how long it takes it to start and end, and those are completely changeable. If we have the batch mode enabled, we can set a specific batch weight. So if you wanted to treat multiple boxes, but you wanted to put them in the same boxes, but not really, you're trying to save some time from stopping the system and starting it back up, then you can enable this batch mode, and you can tell it when to close that chamber after a certain amount of weight goes through. So right now it's set to 2,000. And I'll show you where to enable and disable that once we get to that point. Down below here we have the proc sensor and the treater run sensor. So when these are activated, they will show up green right here. But right now, like I said, we're not hooked up to anything, so it's not showing either one of those sensors. The auto gate calibrate over here on the right hand side, you'll want to always leave that enabled because it will automatically put calibrations in as you're running, so that way you're always up to date, and so you're not having to go back into the system and calibrate certain products. It will automatically do it when you're switching from product to product. And it will also save an updated number for each one of those products at the end of the run. The little U symbol, all that does is take you back out here to this main splash screen. So we'll go ahead and go back into utilities. The actuator settings. This is where you're going to come and set the maximum and minimum positions. So the minimum, we're going to start that out about 2,500. That seems to be a pretty good number for most seed sizes. Basically, we just want to make sure that whatever that minimum is, it allows some trickle of seed to pass through, but not a lot. That way the system knows I need to open at least this far to at least let some seed come through, is all we're doing with that. And the max actuator, you'll actually use this max set max position down below that button. When we click that, it will automatically open the gate as far up as that chamber will allow that actuator to move, and then it just tells the system that, okay, this is as far open as I can get, and it uses that number internally in the program to let it know how far open that gate can go. So we're going to go ahead and exit out of there, and then we're going to look at the setup and options button. So in here is where we can enable or disable that batch mode. Since it's green now, that means it's enabled. If we unclick it and we go back out to the utility screen, that batch weight is gone. So that's how we enable and disable that. In here we can tell it whether we're going by units or weight, by whatever is displayed there. You can select your unit of measure, either US or metric. We can tell whether on the HOA screen we're setting it by gate percentage or flow rate mode, which we'll want flow rate mode because we want to be able to set how fast we want that treater or how fast we want it to treat. If we had an alarm for the dyadic, we can hit this reset dyadic to reset any alarm that it might have, and to clear off any communication errors or anything like that, you can come in here to this clear error. Obviously right now, since I'm not hooked up to a scale, it's kind of not allowing me to reset that, which is what it's supposed to do. Also up at the top, that question mark button, it'll be on a few different screens. So I'll kind of look at this one. I'm not going to look at all of them, but just to kind of show you what this is. They are help screens for that specific screen that you're on. So if you forget what one thing does, what it's for, you can click that help screen and it will kind of give you a brief little explanation of what that number that you're entering in does, and what the button will toggle between, things like that. So if you do forget, those question mark buttons will help out. So if we go back into utilities, that is it for the utility screen. So the last thing we're going to do is look at the security screen. Username is always going to be operator. Password is going to be USC, all caps. And we're already currently logged in. But otherwise you would hit this padlock button and it would say log in. When you do that, it allows you to get this set point screen. Now if you are the end customer using the system, most of this stuff you shouldn't need to mess with at all, especially things like the scale head, IP address, the seed profiles, adjustable chamber size, and things like that. It's more for the dealer setup side and servicing side of things. So the scale head will come automatically preset to what it needs to be. So will the adjustable chamber size. The override proximity sensor will allow you to basically do what it says, override that proximity sensor and let it not think that it's bad. You can select between multiple and single seed profiles. You're probably going to want to run multiple. That way you can set up multiple profiles and not just use one, because the different seed sizes are going to run a little differently through that chamber. And then you can set a tree to run pre-start and tree to run delay shutoff, or start delay, sorry, if you want to, and also a tree to run stop delay, so you can have it wait a couple of seconds before it actually stops or actually starts up. If you want to, they're all default to set to 0, but if you needed to do a little tweaking, you can. And then the inlet prox sensor buffer is just the amount of time that we're looking for that sensor before we would alarm out, and that is set to 1,000 milliseconds. So if you needed to bump that up, you could bump it up to 2,000 or 3,000, basically however many milliseconds it is. So 1,000 milliseconds would be 1 second. But if you needed to bump that up, you could. And that is it for the Lawson Way box-to-box automation overview. Thank you for watching.